is one of the prime focus of NABARD. So without taking much time, I'll directly start with the presentation I have today. So this is Agri Clinic and Agri Business Center scheme that I'll be talking about. NABARD is the agency which is channelizing the subsidy scheme on behalf of Government of India. So what is the scheme about? Agri Clinic and Agri Business Center, the scheme was launched in 2002 and there were several revisions in 2010 and 2018. The prime objective of this particular scheme is to provide gainful employment to agriculture graduates and to provide the extension and other services to the farmers and to support agricultural development. The basic criteria for anybody to be able to utilize the benefits of this scheme is that they should be between the age of 18 to 60 years. And they should be an agriculture graduate or can also be a diploma holder. Now the status as on 13th of January, across the country, there are 83,810 candidates who are being trained under this Agri Clinic Agri Business scheme. And out of these 83,000, 36,560 candidates have already set up their ventures. So what is Agri Clinic and what is Agri Business? Agri Clinic is basically the extension services, expert advisories, and so on, which can enhance the productivity and perhaps may lead to an increase in the income of the farmers. And the Agri Business Center is basically the ventures which can be set up, which are more capital in nature. The eligible candidates for this particular scheme are graduates, as I told in the beginning, and then even diploma holders, provided that they have secure at least 50% of marks. And even postgraduate diploma holders in agriculture and allied subjects are also eligible. Recently, there has been some modification wherein the specifications of certain trades like environmental science, botany, zoology, and chemistry have also been included. So these degrees and diploma courses have to be from a recognized institution across the country. And as I said in the beginning, that this is for gainful employment. So this particular scheme is open to only those candidates who are not presently employed or who have not retired because the age is 60. So those candidates who are already having some form of employment, they are not eligible for this kind of scheme. It is only for those who are not employed. And the selection of the candidates. So there is a methodological process through which the candidates are selected. The applications are called by MANAGE, which is a nodal institution to provide for channelizing the scheme. And we have nodal training institutes through which the trainings are conducted. So the applications are called, then the interviews are held, and after that, once the candidates are selected, they will undergo a 45 days of residential training, which would deal with several matters related to entrepreneurship. So nodal training institutes not only provide training, but they also handhold the candidates in preparing the DPR, and they also provide the follow-up and handholding on a continuous basis. So once any candidate who takes this training and is able to do it successfully and is able to set up his enterprise, he'll get a one-time incentive of around 1,000 rupees when he sets up his initiative. And there are certain ceilings for this subsidy scheme. So the project ceiling for the subsidy purpose is calculated as 20 lakhs. So let us say that the project cost is around 35 lakhs, but the amount which will be calculated for subsidy purposes will be 20 lakhs if it is an individual project. And suppose if it is a group project, then the project cost can be 1 crore. And proportionately, the subsidy will be calculated on that for the group project. Per candidate, it will be calculated. Now, coming to the financial and the figures about it. So, since this is a subsidy scheme, the subsidy is divided in this way, that it is 36% for the general public, and then it will be 44% for women candidates, AC&ABC and Northeastern region and Hilly states candidate. And this subsidy is a one-time subsidy which is released by NABARD to the banks who have sanctioned these kind of loans under this particular scheme. And the loan are in the form of composite term loan, wherein there will be a fixed capital plus working capital for one cycle. And there should be a capital cost of at least 10% of the total financial outlay. So suppose somebody has to set up a project under AC&ABC. That particular candidate has to ensure that at least 10% of the total project cost goes into capital investment. So this is a capital formation is going to be the prime objective of this particular scheme if you're going for a business center. And the margin money, as per the RBI guidelines, at presently for loans up to 5 lakh rupees, there is no margin money required. If the project cost is above 5 lakh, then proportionately the margin money needs to be given by the candidates. And there are some concessions available for SC, ST and women beneficiaries who are not able to contribute much money in margin money. So for that, either the bank loan has to be covered to the maximum extent, or some other way the candidates can be supported by NABARD as well as the government. And the rate of interest will be as per the standard guidelines issued by RBI from time to time. As you know, that the repo rates keep on changing because of the monetary policy, bi-monthly monetary policy, and monetary policy which keeps on changing every 2 months. So based on that, whatever the existing guidelines are issued, the rate of interest are decided by the banks. Security for loans up to 5 lakh rupees. If somebody wants to set up a small unit, let us say a small processing unit, which may not be exceeding 5 lakh, for that only hypothecation of assets need to be done and no other additional security. For loans above 5 lakh rupees, the applicable security as per the RBI guidelines need to be furnished. The repayment, the scheme being made to promote agripreneurship, it has been taken care that candidates can get at least 2 years of moratorium period. So if somebody is taking loan under AC&ABC scheme, that candidate may get 2 years of grace period in order to set up and run his business successfully before making the repayment. And the repayment can vary from 5 to 10 years, depending on the loan which is being sanctioned. Now, the time period of completion, once the project has been sanctioned, once the first installment has been released by the concerned bank, it has to be ensured that within 6 months the project has to be completed. And if it is not completed, then the subsidy is may be recalled. Now, the subsidy management. Now, this we have to understand how the subsidy works. The subsidy is a back-end subsidy, meaning that the candidate has to make all the repayments successfully, and during the course of the last installments, like let us say there is a loan of 3 years, out of which 2 years the candidate has paid successfully to 2.5 years, then the last portion proportionate to the amount of subsidy, let us say 36% of XYZ amount. So whatever the subsidy works out, that will be adjusted in the last installment. So that is how it works. And there is a minimum lock-in period of 3 years. So that means that the customer cannot close the account before 3 years, a particular loan account. And the subsidy is kept by the banks in an account called a subsidy reserve fund account. And from where this particular subsidy will be credited to the loan account during the last installments. And yes, the rate of interest the banks should be able to provide at the beginning at the time of sanction. So the procedure is like this: the customer, whoever or the candidate, whosoever has availed this AC&ABC training, has successfully completed the course, got the certificate, applied for the loan. After application, the banks are supposed to take action within 15 days. And once the loan is sanctioned, the banks have to, within 15 days, submit all the necessary subsidy claim supporting documents to NABARD. To which there is a checklist that we issue to the banks. So it works this way: that the customer takes the loan, gets it sanctioned, and thereafter it is the bank's duty to send all the subsidy documents to NABARD, and we will be processing it at our end. So these are the roles of financial institutions and banks who are financing under this scheme, that they have to ensure that the display board consists of this acknowledgement for the Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India, regarding the AC&ABC benefits received. And as I said, NABARD is a channelizing agency on behalf of the government for this scheme. So all the inspections and reporting is done to NABARD. Now, coming to eligible activities, now we came to know what the scheme is, who are eligible, what are the modalities, what is the process. Now coming to the eligible activities, this scheme is literally covering almost all the activities which can be considered under the umbrella of agriculture and rural sector. As you can see, even soil and water testing which are considered. Agri-tourism is also considered. Somebody wants to set up an eco resort, an agro-tourism resort, they can also very well start this under this particular scheme. And even biofertilizer units, biopesticide units, apiaries, poultry fishery, agri-journalism. There is a huge long list, more than 37 activities. And all these activities, due to positive time, will not go through that. But it is openly available in public domain. We just have to go to one website link that I will share at the end. So value addition, cold chain, and giving some examples like retail marketing outlets also can be supported. So this list is indicative, as I said. For exhaustive list and for more kind of different kind of activities, you can visit this particular website, agriclinics.n89, where you can get more information in a detailed manner. That is a set of guidelines. 2018 guidelines is the latest one. So candidates, whosoever is interested, then they can go on this website and download the circular. Now, this is one part of what I wanted to present. Coming to the next portion, there are several schemes which are presently available under developmental initiatives taken by the government of India through different departments. So this was one through the Ministry of Agriculture, and there is another scheme that I'd like to talk about, which is again promoting micro entrepreneurship. So this is PM Prime Minister Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises, that is called PMFME. And food processing is one such sector where there is 74% of employment, but mostly it is informal employment. So the whole idea of this particular scheme is to formalize the food processing sector. And 80% of the food processing sector in India, they are family based. In Karnataka state alone, there are 1.247 lakh unorganized food processing units. So the whole idea is to bring them and make them formalized, and through the bank credit, facilitate the licenses like FSSI and even promote new entrepreneurs. So this is again where agripreneurship can be one of the very potential schemes for promoting agripreneurship. Like we saw in the AC&ABC scheme, there is 36% subsidy for general and 44% for women and SC/ST. This scheme also provides a very good subsidy rate. So the challenges faced here is basically innovation, deficiency in quality and food safety control systems, lack of branding, marketing skills, capital deficiency. So to address these issues, the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, Government of India has come up with this scheme wherein people can get access to the bank credit and they can get it affordably. So the nodal department is Department of Agriculture, and there is every state has a state nodal agency. In Karnataka, it is CAPEC. Likewise, in other states, there will be other identified agencies. And there is a district level committee wherein all the applications under this particular scheme is being processed, is being recommended, and the deputy commissioner or the deputy magistrate, depending on the state, they will be the chairman of this committee. So this subsidy scheme is again a credit link and back-end subsidy scheme. So 35% is the total subsidy available, and there is a maximum ceiling of rupees 10 lakh. So let us say a unit is costing around 10 lakh. So 35%, 3.5 lakh rupees will be the subsidy. But if it is crossing, let us say 50 lakhs, still the upper limit will be 10 lakh rupees, which is eligible. So it is either 35% or 10 lakhs, whichever is low. Now, even farmer producer organizations, SFGs, cooperatives, they are also eligible to take benefit under scheme. Even self-help groups, they get 40,000 seed capital under this particular scheme. So new and existing micro food processing units, both are eligible. Now, when it comes to micro entrepreneurship, micro industries, we have to understand that the total investment in plant and machinery has to be less than or equal to 1 crore, not more than 1 crore. So these kind of investments will be eligible to take benefits under this scheme. And in case of FPO, farmer producer organization, the turnover has to be minimum 1 crore. And the cost of land is not included under any such project. So if at all somebody has to go for a land purchase, they have to do it under their own cost. Otherwise, lease land can also work for such schemes. It's not necessary that everybody should be purchasing the land. Even a lease arrangement is also okay for that. Now, the application process. the mock fee.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but we have one more speaker there, so we'll
Yeah.
request you to finish it in 2 minutes.
Okay, okay. May I know how much time is left for me? I did not get track of time. How much
Yeah,
time is left,
2 minutes
please?
more you can take, sir. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Yeah. So this is the process flow. I understand that we have paucity of time. So there are so many things that are presently available. But yeah, to cover everything is not possible. So, anyways, I'll just quickly finish in 2 minutes of time. Lot of information also, I think it may not be possible to provide in a short period of time. So here it is. It is just one last glimpse of the successful agropreneurs in Harvard district that I'll be talking about. So one person under this scheme, AC&ABC scheme, Mr. Rakesh Singhi, he's MSc graduate, 29 age, and he has started his enterprise called as Agri Organics. So during the master's program, he came to know about this AC/DC scheme from his university professors, and then he planned to open his own store, an organic store. The total project cost was 11 lakh, out of which he got 9 lakh as the 9.9 lakh as the bank loan, and margin money was 1.1 lakh. He set up the store in 2018, and he's already has a turnover of more than 1 crore. This is his store. He set up in Dharwad district, and these are the products that he's dealing with. It includes all the agriculture, agro-processed products like oil and edible items. And he makes 20% as a total of the total revenue as profits. Another case, Kashinath Kojali, and he has taken benefit under PMFME scheme that I just told about. So his project cost was 15 lakhs, and the bank loan he took 12 lakhs, margin money 3 lakhs. He has set up an oil processing unit, and he has set up in 2021 and crossed 50 lakhs as a total revenue. This is the unit that he has set up in here in Allavar in Dharwad district. So because of this scheme, he could get 35% subsidy. So these are some of the practical implementation of the scheme, and there is a lot of scope for agri-entrepreneurship available today, and access to information, access to all the available financial institutions or knowledge, and even nowadays we can see that there is more awareness everywhere. So it is best interest. It is in the best interest of everybody that we try to gain as much knowledge as possible from the internet. It is readily available in public domain, and people can take benefit of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayur sir, to explaining. Of course, NABARD is one of the apex bank in agriculture finance and for the startups, and you are mainly explaining about the AC/ABC scheme and PMFM scheme, how it is going to be helpful to the agri startups. Of course, they will take the benefit of this scheme, and they will take this information and benefit for their startups. So now I request to Alok to introduce on the today's last speaker for this webinar.
Thank you,